Org mode is an editing and organizing mode for notes, planning, and authoring in the free software text editor Emacs. It is characterized by a flexible and versatile system which adapts to various workflows, simple and complex, and by an extensive and extensible function, which can integrate with a large variety of external systems and resources. Org mode was created by Carsten Dominik in 2003, originally to organize his life and work as a scientist, and since the first release numerous users and developers helped him to improve this free software package, which has grown to over 140,000 lines of code. Org mode is part of Emacs as a major mode although it is also released separately, and newer versions of org mode than the ones shipped with Emacs are often available. Bastien Guerry is the current maintainer, in cooperation with an active development community. System. As briefly described by org system author Carsten Dominik, org mode does outlining, note-taking, hyperlinks, spreadsheets, TODO lists, project planning, GTD, HTML and LaTeX authoring, all with plain text files in Emacs. All functionality is optional, to adapt to different use cases with diverse degrees of complexity. From the org mode homepage, on simplicity and depth, at its core, org mode is a simple outliner for note-taking and list management. You can learn the basics for using it in 5 minutes. This may be all you need, and org mode will not impose more complex features on you. The full feature set is both broad and deep, easy to access, but unobtrusive. Most aspects of org mode's behavior are customizable, in the standard Emacs manner either by setting variables directly in the Emacs init file, or by using the more user-friendly Customize interface. The org system is based on plain text files with a simple markup. A full functionality implies the use of Emacs available for most operating systems or alternatively the use of Vim plugins or org mobile apps for subsets of the functionality. However, org's plain text files are directly readable and flexibly editable like any text document and by any text editor, searchable with common tools such as grep, etc., and manipulable by most programming languages, which results in the maximum available portability and integration between different computers, mobile devices, and operating systems. Emacs and other text editors can be configured to use UTF-8 for international compatibility. Plaintext, as a universal open format standard, is also considered by digital archives a high-confidence format for long-term data preservation. The system includes a lightweight markup language designed to be easy to write and read in plain text files, to be exportable, and also to enable functionality, for text formatting such as bold, code equals, verbatim, underlined, plus strike-through plus, tags draws, links, tables, lists, one-ordered lists, checklists tasks, headlines projects. In addition to the org markup, embedded LaTeX markup can also be used to represent mathematical symbols and formulae. Functionality, org mode, also known as the Emacs org mode, has specific support for a number of uses, such as maintaining to-do lists, project planning, and writing web pages. For example, to-do items can optionally be given priorities and deadlines, subdivided into simple steps, and given tags and properties. An agenda for the items to be done this week or day can then be automatically generated by org mode. Other examples of functionality include plaintext hierarchical documents or outlines, which for instance can have the same function and be exported as mind maps in tree form. There is optional indentation for a cleaner outline view. Structure editing, with a comprehensive set of functions. For example, list items, including sub-items, can be quickly moved up-down in a list to order by priority, etc. Using the key bindings M up and M down. If the list is ordered, renumbering is automatic. Also, CC can automatically sort entries in the active region in a number of ways. It also sorts tables. Capture, a method used to quickly note down ideas, thoughts or links, and then file them away, edit them or categorize them later. Or, for example, when distractions appear during work hours, they can be promptly noted down to do them later at a suitable time, increasing concentration and efficiency at work. Templates are used for capture items, context, and target locations. For example, among the various target types there are file, heading, or a date tree in a file, that is a calendar in the form of an outline of years, months and days. There are many possible ways to use org mode, and for instance alternatives or complements to agenda views can be options such as the aforementioned date trees in one file, or simple calendar files compatible with any mobile text editor. Any of these options can include schedules and references to other files. Also, a simpler alternative or complement to org's capture method can be Emacs custom find file dedicated keys, such as, to directly open most used org files for quick notes. Search options, in addition to those in Emacs. For example, with property searches like cc/p, org files can be used as searchable databases. Org files as interconnected pages of a personal wiki, with external links like file, topic.org, topic or, using link abbreviations for absolute paths, key, topic, topic. Other methods for quick file and buffer navigation are Emacs diet, buffer menu, speed bar, and ESA speed bar. Also, org velocity and Emacs deft are similar to notational velocity. Org mode can be used as a distributed issue tracker, by storing org files in a distributed revision control system such as Git. Developers of the org Babel extension to org mode used org mode in this way to track bugs and feature requests. Add-on packages, contributed by different developers in a wide variety from, for example, generic exporters to any user-defined markup format such as Wikipedia's markup, to flashcard learning systems implementing supermemos algorithms. And, for instance, tree visibility cycling, quick table and spreadsheet editing, 2D and 3D information graphs, habit tracking, views, work time clocking, effort estimates, attachments, archiving, appointment reminders, automatic web publishing, customizable hook variables, etc. There is extensive functionality related to integration with other systems. Integration: org mode can integrate with RSS feeds. Org mode can add and change entries based on information found in RSS and Atom feeds. Non-org text files, using on them the org mode structure, list, table, and link editing via org minor modes. CALFW, a calendar table view in Emacs, using CALFW org for the org agenda. CALFW also displays iCalendar. Emacs BBDB to link to contact details for people. An alternative is org contacts. Emacs email and news clients such as News, VM and Wanderlust, to link to emails or news group messages. Also, links like mail to :doc can open any external default email application, such as Mozilla Thunderbird. Outlook, using org Outlook to create tasks from Outlook items, and open Outlook links in org mode. Web browsers like Firefox, to link to URLs, http, example.com, description. Bare URLs like http, example.com are also enabled as links by default. Any files, via absolute or relative hyperlinks, integrating with Emacs and default applications. For example, a bare file pluses, a file PDF is an active file link. Images, such as image JPG, which can be linked and exported. Images can also be shown graphically integrated with the org text on Emacs, using org toggle inline images, org startup with inline images and, new in org 8, org image actual width. Mobile phones and tablets, by synchronizing org files, and using one or several of the available mobile integrations for Android, iOS, and other platforms, GNU Emacs for Android, including org mode. Initial version, most CTRL, etc. key bindings work with Hacker's Keyboard app, or a hardware keyboard and external keyboard helper Pro app. Customizable with the Emacs/Emacs init file. A large display is recommended. Emacs with org mode running on a remote server or VPS, connecting to it via a mobile SSH client such as Terminal IDE for Android, or ISSH for iPhone and iPad. Emacs for Memo including Org Mode, and other Emacs ports. Org Mobile Apps, Mobile Org for iOS. Mobile Org for Android. Mobile Org NG for Android. Emacs Evernote Mode, to refer and edit Evernote notes directly from Emacs. There is also Org Post subtree to Evernote. Org Toodledo, which synchronizes tasks bidirectionally between Org Mode and over 50 apps via Toodledo's web app and OpenAPI. Any mobile text editor for plain text files, such as Jota Text Editor for Android or Nebulous Notes for iPhone and iPad, or Simple Note Sync app such as MNote for Android or Simple Note for iPhone and iPad. Vim Text Editor, which has plugins with subsets of the Emacs Org Mode functionality, Vim Organizer, an Emacs Org Mode clone for Vim, Vim Org Mode, text outlining and task management for Vim based on Emacs Org Mode. Vim, outliner including an Org markup mode. VXFOLD Vim, fold cycling similar to Emacs Org Mode. Another alternative is to use emulation layers such as Viper or Evil for Vim key bindings in Emacs. Over 40 programming languages, such as C, C++, Java, JavaScript, Perl, Python, Ruby, R, SQL, etc. There is initial support for PHP using ORG-PHP. The languages can be executed inside org documents, and can access and modify tables in the document. It also integrates with IS buffers, allowing for persistent sessions. Blocks of program code and explanatory text can be woven and tangled in a literate programming style. Github code repository, which supports org markup for text files, and its conversion to HTML for web rendering. JIRA issue tracker, integrated using org Jira. Sublime Text Editor, with org syntax and features using its org mode plugin. Trello project management system, based on Kanban, synchronized using org Trello. Emacs modules are able to integrate metadata from a number of external data sources into local org mode files, emails, Usenet postings, text messages, RSS feeds, revision control commits, files containing ISO date and time format strings, photographs, and data stored in CSV or XML file format. OrgSync is under development to synchronize with online services such as bug trackers and to-do managers. There are planned backends for Bugzilla, GitHub, Redmin, Bishbucket, among others. Import tools, databases such as MySQL can generally export tab or whitespace separated text files, importable into org mode as tables using Emacs org table import. Panda can convert documents in the markup formats Markdown, restructured text, textile, HTML, DocBook, BBCODE and LaTeX, to Emacs org mode. There are also tools or scripts to import from Workflowy, Remember the Milk, Palm To Do, Remind, OmniFocus, TaskPaper, OpenOffice ODT, iCalendar. Export options, org mode can export documents to ASCII, Latin 1, UTF-8, HTML, LaTeX, Beamer, PDF, DocBook, Open Document Text, Task Juggler, FreeMind, XOXO, and iCalendar. New in org8, Markdown, TexInfo, MAN. Tables are exportable to CSV, HTML, LaTeX, TexInfo, TSV, generic format. Agenda views can be exported as plain text, HTML, PostScript, PDF, and iCalendar. Tangled source code and/or its evaluation results can also be exported. Some of the integrations above require third-party org mode extensions, all of which are free software. See also, lightweight markup language, comparison of note-taking software, comparison of document markup languages, list of personal information managers, outliner. External links, org mode official site, in English, French, and Japanese, list of org mode text and video tutorials on the org mode wiki, WUG, Emacs wiki, org mode, Emacs org mode mailing list, general discussions on org mode development, bug reports and use issues, org mode questions, Stack Overflow. References Books Dominik, Carsten. The Org Mode 7 Reference Manual, Organize Your Life with GNU Emacs. With contributions by David O'Toole, Bastien Guerry, Philip Rook, Dan Davison, Eric Schult, and Thomas Dye. UK, Network Theory. Pages 282. ISBN 978-1-906966-08-9. Journal articles Schult, Eric. Davison, Dan. Dye, Thomas. Dominik, Carsten. A Multi-Language Computing Environment for Literate Programming and Reproducible Research. Journal of Statistical Software 46, 1/24. ISSN 1548-7660. Schult, E. Davison, Deactive Documents with Org Mode. Computing and Science Engineering 13, 66/73. ISSN 1521-9615.